do I sound like like sultry or good? Like how does my do I sound even more
Yes, your voice is like a nice like a deeper tone to it.
Yeah, it feels good. I feel like that's every voice actor's trick. They just catch a cold and then they sound really good.
It is.
And cool.
You should go record
Didn't
some
Friends
videos
out that
Nolan.
with Phoebe Buffet?
Did they? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Shit. I was a Seinfeld guy. Friends, I'm like, it's on. I'm like, whatever. That's funny. That's what we're here for, folks. VO tips on how to get good VO. If Nolan North was here, he would say, smoke a lot and drink bourbon.
Yeah.
And that's how he gets his voice.
That's how you get that natural smoke.
He's a non-smoker though, so that smoking part's a lie.
Interesting.
Yeah, he lies to you. Guys, where's PJ? Did
the meanest man on the internet? The most unlikable man on the internet? The most disagreeable man on the internet? I'll get the quote right once. I don't know what it actually said.
Yeah, it's one of those. It might have been all of them.
Three.
Yeah. I think after last week, did the internet hurt his feelings?
It
I
broke
think so.
PJ.
I haven't heard from him, since Tuesday. I haven't seen him. I have no idea.
Oh, I tried to call him and all I heard was crying in the background. So.
Oh.
Yeah, it was weird. Like, it was definitely PJ, and I thought maybe he just, hit his toe or something, and then it was a quick hang-up, too, so I wasn't sure.
It's like,
Marisa,
thought it might have been a butt dial,
okay.
but,
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, I guess, that's proof, guys, that, the woke internet canceled PJ. He's not here today.
Your comments hurt, friends. We're real people. Yes. Not really PJ, but he's kind of a real person.
Kind of real. I mean,
we're human beings.
He's larger than life,
feelings.
and I mean that waistline wise, but.
Hey now, hey.
That's true. If anyone
curves are in.
Yeah, curves are in.
It's me.
Yes, Stephanie.
The dad bods are in.
Stephanie. I'm sure PJ's just crying it off. It's fine. He may show face
he'll be
eventually
back next
one day.
week, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
It takes. Time heals all wounds, and maybe the internet wounds take a little bit longer to heal for him. You were saying like Twitch is losing their mind. Maybe he got wind of all the Twitch shit. That's
yeah. Twitch drama over on it's a lot, guys. I don't know if anybody else has seen this, but like Twitch is blowing up with a lot of drama, and it's not like Twitch the platform. It's like streamers on Twitch, and then I saw like Twitch streamers was trending, and I clicked into that and. There's people who are like, oh, Twitch streamers are trending? Check out my Twitch. And I'm like, oh, yeah, read the room, guys. Read the room. It's not trending for a good reason. Not
like my videos, like and subscribe.
Good reason. Yeah. There's a lot going on Twitch this week.
It's all about timing,
Yeah. But that's funny. So as soon as we put this out, we should just put hashtag Twitch streamers.
Hashtag Twitch streamer. And take advantage of the situation.
Yeah.
I love it. Like when someone's tweet goes viral, whether it's good or bad, they're always like, also check out my my thing over here that I do on the side. And you're like,
I know. Like Irish president could be like trending in Ireland, and people would just be adding that hashtag at the end of their tweets just to like get promoted up. It's so strange.
Damn it! That's what we need to be doing for.
That's what you need to be doing. Check the trending like hashtags. This could be our new joke.
Gosh, we've been missing out.
All of you guys
we've been doing it wrong.
Yeah, there it is.
That's really how PewDiePie got his start. We know. But today, I mean, speaking of crazy, we have a crazy fucking trailer to watch today, and I'm kind of stoked. I just got glimpses of this.
Mermaid?
I'm watching The Little Mermaid.
Wow.
It's the new Pretty Little Liars. That's like I'm just gonna like slide it into the conversation.
You're gonna that trailer looks fucking awesome, man.
Did it though?
Yes,
it
did. It did. It made me think of like Avatar underwater. That sounds crazy, but like as she's like going through the like thing, and you could see all the like sea creatures and like the plank. Like, you could see everything. And I was like, God, this is fucking beautiful.
See everything. I literally had to turn up the brightness on my monitor. I was like, what am I looking at? I can't see anything.
She's like,
is she going into a cave like of darkness? Like, what is happening here? Like at least the Disney movie, I could see what the hell's going on.
Well, I mean, she is supposed to be going into a cave, and then she like swirls up the opening.
Yeah, and everyone's at like coming at me like it's realistic, bro, and I'm like, yeah, but it's a Disney and it's a mermaid movie. Like it can be whatever it needs to be. Like
I can't wait. Man, this is amazing.
Anyways, no, but what we're watching today though is it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
It's not the Little Mermaid.
This came out of nowhere. Okay, so what we're talking about is Babylon, Damien Chazelle's most recent flick that's coming out. It's coming out this year. This came out of I had no idea this was happening. Like, no one was talking about this movie. It has an insane cast, which is crazy.
Yeah.
You think everybody would be talking about this movie. Like prior. Like, oh my God, where's this? What's going on with that? Like, it's like had no news, like no press.
No.
At least none that has hit my radar. Maybe it has got a lot of press. Just nothing that's come across my timelines. But this is crazy. Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, Olivia Wilde's in this. Who else? Tobey Maguire is in this.
That's an insane cast.
Yeah,
Flea?
Gene Smart. Spike Jonze.
That's a
Flea.
big
Yeah,
cast.
Flea. I haven't heard of her. Legion Lee. I'm not sure what she's in. I'm gonna have to Google her. And Diego Calva is the co-lead, I think, with Margot
cool, with
and Brad.
Margot.
Yeah. So like a pretty wild cast. Obviously, what you mentioned Pagan Damien Chazelle. He did.
Yes, he did
Well,
La La
maybe
Land.
not.
He won the Oscar for
La
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 La Land,
Land, yeah.
director and writer. He also did Whiplash. I don't know if you've seen that, directed and
I
wrote
fucking
that.
love
good one.
Whiplash.
What a
God,
film.
that's
one
such a
too.
good movie.
What a
I was
film.
thinking, I was like, I want to rewatch that the other day because it's like a hard watch, but God, it's so satisfying
It
for
is
some
a hard
reason.
watch. And it's
Yeah.
Miles Teller, obviously, from, he's now, I guess, really popular again because of Maverick, Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah,
Same
which is,
actor.
man,
Which is
he is
a
that
jump.
mustache
An
in
age
Top
jump.
Gun Maverick.
But yeah,
Must
so
that
that
have
was
put her
esports.
in.
And
Is,
he also wrote,
strong.
Damien also wrote 10 Cloverfield Lane. So
Oh,
when I
yeah.
saw all
Yeah.
that behind him, and then it's like, hey, he's going to do this movie called Babylon, I was like, sign me up. like, uh-huh. And then Margot Robbie, I'm like, yes, I'm already in. You had me. You
Sold.
had me already, and now I'm sold. I am seeing this
Yeah.
movie.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
and Brad Pitt. I mean, he's
Yeah.
I mean,
dreamy.
he's great too.
he is.
But I
What were you
do
gonna
love
say,
Margot
Steph?
Robbie.
This
She
is-
has a very special place in my heart. I just love her.
Oh.
She's so good.
From what I've seen about this movie, I was just gonna say I like because it seems like a raunchy, like in a way, like telling of like a Singing in the Rain. You know, like that kind of generalization of going from like silent films to talkies and what that would have been like for all the big stars. And but this looks way crazier than
Yes.
what I was
Yeah,
expecting.
yeah. And I was just saying before we got on, I had again I mentioned I hadn't heard of this before, but there's also not a lot of stuff online about it. So it's sort of like we're
No.
coming in normally like with a trailer talk we like to do some research and at least come in with like, hey, this is what's going on, like what it costs, like blah. But there's really there's like nothing on the
nothing.
internet
There's
about
really nothing
about
on
this
the internet
movie.
with this.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
some
Bare minimum.
like articles that are just talking about the cast and stuff like that. But the log line, at least for it, is on IMDb anyway. A tale of outsized ambition and outrageous excess. It traces the rise and fall of multiple characters during an era of unbridled decadence and depravity in early Hollywood. Fucking sold. I could see why they bought
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great log line. Decadence and depravity in early Hollywood. I mean, what early Hollywood? Every Hollywood. You could write Hollywood like anytime. You could write Hollywood tomorrow, and it would be about decadence and depravity.
Yeah.
I mean, just L.A. is a. I mean, you were just in L.A., Pagan. I mean, is there any other city that just showcases this side of like you have in the hills? You have like the elite Hollywood
Yeah,
living
big
in their
mansions.
mansions. And like these gorgeous billion-dollar homes, and then just below it, it's like the homeless and people just
Yeah.
trying to make their way and working in cafes and waiters and
It's
you know,
wild.
it's just it's wild, and everybody has a dream. Everybody.
Oh yeah,
There's not-
everybody has a dream. It's like New York and Los Angeles, like the place where dreams are coming
Yeah.
true. And you're like, are they though?
Are
For
they
the
ever gonna
very
come
bare
true?
minimum of people who go over. Like, let's
Yes.
be
Yeah.
real.
Yeah,
yeah.
I always
Tragic.
I always laugh because like I came from the East Coast. I came from Kentucky, and like you go to a restaurant, and most likely you're gonna get like pretty good service, right? Like people that are waiters and bartenders and busboys and like that. I mean, busboy, whatever. But I mean, a lot of those people are like, hey, that's my full time job. That's my career.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people make that a career. Out here, you could be talking to the barista, and he's like, I'm not a barista. I'm an actor, or
Yeah.
like I'm a director. You know,
I'm a
like,
screenwriter.
Working 3 other jobs.
well,
yeah.
but my name's Drew, and you spelled it DRU. I mean,
Yeah.
can you at least get my name? You know, like it's like no one out here thinks the thing that they're doing is what they're meant to be doing. It's always they think it's they're there
dreaming
for
big.
yeah, which is cool, but it's also you also get some shitty waiters.
Yeah, it's also super
because of
sad.
It's also super sad.
It
It's
is.
like there's there's still like running tables or whatever at 60, and they're still being an actor and everything. You're like, this must have been such a hard life for you. I hope it picks up. Like I hope it like clicks for you. Oh, I feel it. I feel it so much. That's why I like these kind of movies.
Yeah.
Like that's why I really loved La La Land. It really did like
Same.
kind of like, I mean, it's glamorizing that kind of portrayal of like chasing your dreams and stuff in that same Singing in the Rain style. That's kind of like really why I loved that. So when I saw that this was going to be about like young and aspiring actors in the early Hollywood, like 1920s, 1930s, I'm like, yes, I'm in. I can relate, friends. So I thought this was cool. It sounds sick.
It does. All in the game said Hollywood loves making movies about itself. Seems to be The Great Gatsby meets Once Upon a Time in Hollywood meets Hail Caesar. Margot Robbie sounds like she's just channeling Harley Quinn to me. Well, why don't we? I mean, maybe. Let's check that out. Why don't we watch this bad boy and then have our minds blown? Just FYI, quick disclaimer: this is the uncensored trailer. So if you don't like language, if you're like bad words, why are you watching a CouchSoup? But also if you're not keen on nudity, there's some nudity.
There's nudity in this? I was not aware.
Just FYI. So if you're triggered by any of those two things or violence or like there's some stuff in this trailer. So just heads up.
Very
that
different
you should
from La
probably
La Land.
like turn off your close your eyes and
I
for
did
2
not know
minutes and
this. I'm kind of
25 seconds.
hyped.
Yeah. I'm gonna people are like they just turned up the volume and made their screen bigger.
Yeah, it's like,
because of
wait,
that.
really?
What?
What?
Oh,
Turn
okay,
off the
cool.
lights. I need to see
Yeah,
this.
yeah. Let's get
play it
this
already.
Yeah.
going.
All right, okay. Let's start trailer in 3, 2, 1, play.
What about you?
Sorry?
Right off the
What's he
bat.
doing?
If you could go
Is she snorting
anywhere
cocaine?
in the
Oh,
whole
yeah.
world, where
Yeah,
would you
oh, yeah.
go?
I always wanted to be part of something bigger.
I love that answer.
Something that lasts, that means something. Something more important than life.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, they look so happy
Written
though.
in the stars. I am a star.
Is that a midget?
If I had money, I would only spend it on things that were fun, you know? Not boring things like taxes. I'm just hoping for everyone to party forever.
Because we choose to spend money on taxes.
When I first moved to LA, signs on all the doors said, no actors or dogs allowed. I changed that.
And now, y'all ready for something different?
Oh wow.
Wow. That was a minute.
Oh, this reminds me of Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
Seeing when he's on the Preludes.
What is going on in this trailer? It's insane.
So much
We've just
happening.
moved through like
do.
12 different
We
scenes.
have to redefine the form.
Wow.
Map those dreams and print them into history.
What the fuck is that?
Eureka!
Oh,
I am not alone.
Brad.
What?
No way.
Oh no.
What
Oh,
is
wow.
this movie?
Oh. Oh, is that
I'm in so much
Oh.
trouble, Manny.
Uh-oh.
Leave now.
What I do
This
means
took a
something.
turn.
There's an elephant?
You thought this job needed you. It's bigger than you.
Oh.
is that like Tony Stark and an alligator?
Most magical place in the world.
Yeah, you're... Wow.
Listen up! All you big dick Mr. Man! Who wants to see me fight a fucking snake?
What?
Fuck yeah!
What the fuck is this movie? It's like
have
theaters
no
at
idea.
Christmas. At
Oh my
Christmas,
God.
a Christmas movie.
It's
Where is
the best
Peter?
Christmas movie ever.
Where is Peter when you need
Goddamn.
him with the Christmas movie? Aw.
Man.
Wow.
I listen, that wins the award for the most bonkers fucking trailer I've ever seen. Close to it anyway. Wow.
That doesn't really tell you much.
I don't even know. I don't even know where to start. There's
It was
so
Eric
much
Roberts.
going
Thanks,
on.
King. Sorry, I was like, is
There's-
that Roberts? Oh, man, I couldn't think of his name. Eric Roberts, Julie Roberts' brother. And
Oh, is it?
Say.
yeah.
I don't. What is happening? Like, there's so much. I mean, like, there's alligators, there's blow, there's guns, there's like a movie being made. There's there's like a pool party that's where she fights a snake. What the fuck is happening in this
What
movie?
the
It
fuck
is.
is
I have
happening in this
zero
movie?
idea. Like, other than they nailed the decadence and depravity, but like other than that, I have no idea what this movie's about.
No, I have no
No.
idea what this movie is about.
Which is awesome. But I know I want to see it. It's like triggered something in my lizard brain that's
that
saying
shit.
like, go.
Yeah.
You need to see this movie because you're gonna be
Like-
blown away.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the cast is huge.
Are these people
Yeah, like, you
having
hear the
sex?
names?
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people.
Jesus
having
Christ!
Oh, yeah.
All right,
sex
hold on. Let me just
throughout.
take it off.
Yeah.
Sorry, internet.
It's a party in the 20s,
Nah,
you know? It's
you could s-
roaring.
There's literally a screenshot of a guy doing blow off some girl's boobs.
True.
Like it goes by in like a flash, it's like something out of Fight Club. It's like one frame.
The editing in this trailer though is spot on. My fucking
So lost
God.
words.
I
Yeah.
mean, like, it's cutting to the beat. It's like perfect. And you're just being thrown like all of these images and like in a nice clean way. It's not like they're just kind of like giving it to you. There's meaning behind
Yeah.
each edit. It's
Yeah.
nice. And the color, like, it's pretty to look at. Like, I really
Yeah.
love, like, there's one
Lol.
shot around, like, the 116 mark, and you've got the guy looking up at the chandelier, and then after that, you get a cut of Margot crying, and, like, a 4x3, like, square film frame, and then you've got
Yeah.
the red. Like, I love. And the yellow. I
Is
love
this
the yellow.
not giving anyone else like Pulp Fiction-y vibes or something?
It's giving me
like,
a lot
kind
of
of-
vibes. Yeah.
It's giving me like
It's giving me
guess
Pulp
so.
Wolf
Fiction.
of Wall
You
Street
said Wolf of Wall
slash-
Street.
Well,
Mhm.
yeah.
Once Upon a
yeah.
Time in Hollywood slash
Totally. I'm
It's a
getting.
lot. Great Gatsby.
Yeah,
Pulp
Wolf of
Fiction.
Wall Street
Yeah,
vibes,
Pulp
yeah.
Fiction stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like wild. Like this is weird. It's all over the place as well. Like it just feels. Look, she starts it by snorting cocaine. I don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
what else I expected throughout this whole trailer. This whole trailer seems
Yeah.
like a crazy trip. like
Yeah,
this
no,
whole
it does.
trailer seems like a wild trip. And then there's that this bit here reminded me a lot of Pulp Fiction. You know when she gets the adrenaline into her heart, and she's kind of like she takes a gasp, like she's dead.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then she like, oh my god, that
Yeah,
seems
yeah.
so Pulp Fiction-y. Like it's really cool. And then I
Yeah.
love the guy that's just standing there with the dumb fuck sign,
Yes.
I know.
like on his
It's like
chest.
painted on his chest.
And I'm
yeah.
like,
it's
that
like at a
is
pool party or something.
So funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I love that they
Oh
are
my
obviously making a
God.
medieval film. Throughout this whole thing, they're gonna make a medieval film with
Yeah,
extras
yeah.
and sword fighting and stuff. And I'm like, this is
Yeah.
fucking funny, bro.
But then there's like a party with like an elephant and like a bunch of people naked, like just in like a jazz band playing in the background. Like what is where are we? It's like we were in Moulin Rouge all of a sudden. Like
Yeah.
it was like it's all this movie's everywhere. And,
It's-
all
yeah.
it's insane.
I feel like we're at a very realistic, like, of what, like, Jay Gatsby, like, a party he would have thrown, what it would have really been like. Everything they show us in the movies, it's,
Oh,
like, all
that's-
clean and, like, formal. Like, and I feel like Tobey Maguire's, like, playing, like, a
Yeah.
coked out, like, Jay Gatsby type man, you know? Like, this is his house, it's his party. I don't know who he is,
What was
but
all
he's
that
somebody. Like,
I have it here. Hold on, I have it here.
oh, and there's
Is-
also
is Ga-
somebody
It's like,
boxing.
and he's just right next to an alligator. The fuck?
Yeah,
Yeah.
or something. I don't know if that's a trickery of editing or.
Oh, and this is
or-
like a murder scene.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's also
Like there's
people
like
fighting in a cage. There's two women fighting in a cage
it's like
covered
a
in
cage
blood.
fight.
And
Totally.
there's like
yeah,
two
just-
men like in suspenders,
Yeah.
like shirtless, just
Where
like
are you
standing
seeing-
like all
You know what? I'm
strong
gonna
It's-
scrub through this trailer frame by frame and be like, what the
Yeah, you
fuck?
have to go frame
You
by frame.
have to because there's so much. There's a guy wearing a
literally the-
brassiere. Like he's like, how did I end up in this?
This editor like was like I will use everything you give me. Watch.
Yes.
Hold my beer. Yeah, you're like, oh, you gave us too much footage. Oh no, you
Nah.
didn't,
No,
my
you did
friend.
not.
Let me
I
work
will
my magic,
utilize.
sir.
I will utilize every
Let me
frame
show
in this
Who
2 minute
edited
25
this?
second.
I need to see what they else
This
they
looks great
edited.
though. I think like it tells you nothing but tells you quite a lot as well. Like there's obviously murder, there's drugs, there's like sex and alcohol. Then there's obviously making a movie directed by what looks like a female director in the 1920s, and I'm like, this looks fucking fun. Look, it looks like a mad movie, and I don't underestimate it. Like I think there'll probably be some really cool twists and turns in this as well with like the murdery stuff. But it looks like a wild ride. Why not? I don't know if it's a Christmas Day movie. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. Family, let's go see this movie.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm like,
Bring the
oh,
children's.
no. Yeah,
About
seems
Hollywood.
strange.
Grandma,
From the
I have
man
the
who
best
made La
movie
La
for
Land.
you. Grandma has a heart attack in the
Grandma has
movie.
a
Like,
heart
what
attack
the
in the
fuck
movie.
did you just
Oh
show
my
me?
God.
Or grandma's like really fucking alert. You know?
Yeah.
She's
Wow, grandma's really lucid today. She's just like just watching this trailer. and
back
told
in
me,
my
like,
day. I went to a party.
She could probably
Yeah,
relate,
yeah.
be like, I totally did cocaine like
Totally,
that.
totally.
Grandma.
she's-
It's ridiculous.
yeah. I sense a theme here though with Damien. He's very into the Hollywood thing, right? Like La La Land was very much like you have a dream, go make it, right? And it was a love story, but it was really about following your
dreams.
your dream, but also your talent. Like if
True,
you're,
yeah.
you have something to achieve and greatness. You gotta. Sometimes some people could be in the way of that.
Yeah.
Where this is sort of like he's sort of taken the Hollywood thing and sort of like rotated it. Maybe he's discovered he's in Hollywood long enough now where he's like, oh, this shit's fucked up. I'm gonna show
Maybe
that
he
side
went
of
to a
it.
party that was like this, and he was like, "Dude, I'm gonna make this into a movie."
He probably went to a party with Brad Pitt and they were both like, I think this
Probably.
is a movie we can make.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
Yeah.
that's my only other explanation. Like, it looks fantastic, and it's funny because he made La La Land, and La La Land is such a happy-go-lucky movie. But then you have like Whiplash, which is kind of like, okay, like I can see that. And like the guy Tom Cross who edited Whiplash and La La Land, he edited this. So I'm like,
okay.
Okay.
all right. So he's got his team, he's got his peeps.
Yeah, I think
But,
it matches the beats as well of Whiplash, right? Like the editing on Whiplash is so well cut because
spot
it's like
on.
so well timed. It is like a sheet, like it's like sheet music.
Yeah.
It goes across like sheet
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
This is kind of what this feels like because you hear jazz
point.
music playing and it's like completely like a full tempo. Like they're editing the same way. And that's really cool. I kind of enjoy that. It's wild and it kind of messes me up a little bit, but I like it.
Yeah.
This is weird for me.
Yeah.
The music. Speaking of the music, it was in the trailer. In the music in the trailer is probably in the film. It's an original music track called "Voodoo Mama" from Academy Award-winning composer Justin Hurwitz. So, so it's like an original
Okay.
piece. It's not like a
Interesting.
yeah. So that's fascinating. So I think that they're gonna definitely music will be a big part of this. It seems like.
Yeah, so cool. I like that though. I like that like jazz might play a very big part of this. It's just sex, jazz and rock and roll or something, right? Is that what it's like?
Basically. I feel like Brad just
Basically.
walked off the set of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and they're like, "Yep, you look good. Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Just keep everything.
Probably.
Like,
yeah.
Totally.
just come as Brad. You're fine."
There's like a shot of him with he's got his hand over his eyes and he's like waving a gun. Like
Oh,
you
yeah.
can see like people like, oh shit.
Ducking. Yeah.
And then the next shot is like him dancing by that fence
Yes, yeah.
and falling over.
Which that is
Listen,
also a great moment.
To be Brad Pitt and to get the juiciest roles, I mean, what that must be like, just be like, we're going to give you this insane role and you're just going to nail it. I don't know what it is about him. He just, people just write or he just is able to find these roles that are just perfect, I think, for his sort of, like his characterizations that he can pull off. He's really good about choosing that, or people are just really smart to say like, "Hey, I think you're perfect for this." One or the other.
Well, and he's
his
choosing a
agent.
lot of fun roles. Like he's choosing a
Yeah.
lot of like really interesting, like different movies from what he used to do. Like I feel like for the most part. Like he did a lot of like dramas, serious movies. Like
I think
from
back
like
in
the
the
river
day,
runs through it to this, it's like, well,
yeah, I think he was kind of like, I don't know. I think back in the day as well, he was kind of typecast as like the romantic idol
Yeah.
or the romantic
Yeah.
interest. Then he did a lot of like
for sure.
of those dramas and serious films like Meet Joe Black and everything, which still have like that air of comedy through them. But I think he's actually a really good comedic actor. I thought he was amazing in
He is.
the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He's got some good ones. Inglourious Bastards as well, super funny.
Inglourious Bastards.
So good.
Like
Yeah.
he's doing pretty well, I think. And like you say, like just to have the privilege, I guess, of like choosing your own roles and then picking these kinds of roles, I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And we kind of like touched
Yeah.
on that a little bit with Daniel Radcliffe picking the Weird Al role, right? Like it's so
Yeah.
interesting that you get to that point in your career where you're like, yes, I can just pick whatever I want. But it's cool. I like that they're picking
yeah.
these parts.
I agree. I you know, I don't want to say Margot Robbie's being typecast here. I mean, it just going back to like Wolf of Wall Street and like even I mean I forget who said it. Is it All in the Game or Ian?
Yeah.
Oh,
so.
for
but
Harley.
there is a bit of crazy eyes thing that she does from you know, Harley Quinn. Suicide Squad kind of vibe. You know, I don't, and no offense, I still think she's an incredible actress, but you do see a through line with kind of her performances. You know, like at least so far. I know she's sort of done other stuff that I'm not thinking of, but
Yeah.
I
That makes
because
sense,
I
though.
do
I mean,
think
like,
coming out too.
I think there are certain actors that are like complete chameleons, and then there are actors that are not typecast, but they have a strong character. Like they have a strong character
Yeah.
role, and they know how to play it well. And a lot of
Yeah.
times, she's now playing that American, I don't know,
Strong
blonde.
woman, comedic.
yeah. I think you nailed it. Yeah, it's like she's always playing that kind of blonde actress, gorgeous bombshell kind of. I mean, the Barbie it feels just like another extension
she's
of that.
she's as Barbie, and she did Harley, and like you said, like the Wolf of Wall Street and stuff like that. But I thought she was amazing in the Wolf of Wall Street, and I feel like that's definitely lending to her personality of Harley as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like she's only like young, like she's 30 or something, or probably
Yeah,
less.
no,
Yeah,
she's got
she's
huge
got-
career in front of
She's
her.
got a huge
Yeah.
career in front of her, and I think she's great. But I know what you mean. I know you're just like, oh, it's Margot Robbie in this. Like, I like her. I'm gonna go see her. But if you don't like her in one movie, you're probably not gonna like her in a lot. Like,
Well,
you know, some
yeah,
people are just like, oh, you know, they're pretty picky with actors.
Are they? I mean, most guys are like, she's hot. I'll go see that.
I'm like that. She's hot, and I'm going to go see that. Most girls are like that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's
All in
something
the
about
Game.
her that pulls you in. I think it's like her
Oh, yeah,
charisma.
yeah.
Like, you know, like there's just something about her. So I think that's why she makes such a great lead too.
Yeah, I agree.
And she brings that little touch of comedy. Like, you know, like she's just really good at nailing those lines. Like she's got another movie coming out called Amsterdam. It's like another big like
Oh, cool.
cast movie.
Oh, really?
And she's brunette in that, like, so it's like, you know, she's very, like, it's very different, but she still brings that same kind of, like, comedic undertone, like, and it's, like, not a movie, like, you know, like, I think for them to be, like, super serious,
Maybe,
'cause
yeah.
they're a bunch of, like, it's like a trio of people, but anyways, so I don't know, like, I feel like a lot of her roles kind of have that little aspect to it, like, the dramatic, and then it can have that lightheartedness, kind of like Wolf of Wall Street, like, she played a little bit of both, like in that, I think.
Yeah, I mean, just to comment on like All in the Game says like Anna Taylor-Joy can disappear into a role of Margot Robbie seems to struggle in comparison. I
love
hear
Anna
that,
Taylor-Joy,
and the real Bicker says she doesn't have any range. Is that what you're trying to allude to? I don't know,
No,
right?
no.
Like I don't know yet. Like I do
You haven't
feel.
seen her enough, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen her in a lot of the stuff she's been in, but I guess I do feel like she does, and I don't know if this is a choice by her or this is a choice by her agent or what, but I do feel like a lot of her roles feel like she's doing a similar sort of thing, right? And it is what it is, right? And she's making tons of money and she's being very successful. She's getting leading roles, so it's working.
Yeah,
So
oh, yeah.
don't stop. Why break the wheel? But I do
No, yeah.
agree. Like when some of the stuff that I see Anna Taylor-Joy do, it does seem like I feel like she's sort of doing something completely different versus like I feel like Margot Robbie, like just to hit
True.
on that notion, is kind of doing a lot of some of the similar vibes.
But I
that
do
comes
think like
across,
it does
but-
have to do with like I don't think Anna Taylor-Joy and Margot Robbie would go for the same parts. I feel like they look and act
maybe
differently, and they have different styles. And I feel like
Yeah,
the
they're
real
very
bicker is
different
you were
actors.
saying like are we alluding to the fact she doesn't have any range? That's not what we're alluding to at all, and that's I don't think we're just expressing it well enough. But I think she has a style, the same way Brad Pitt has a style. That man's always eating in every movie. Have you seen him eat? Have you ever seen a movie where he's not eating something?
Well,
Go look it up. Go look it up.
I-
He just has a
maybe.
style. He's like super
know.
comfortable with that, and like I think that helps him like be aloof. Like he's chewing gum or he's chewing something. Like look, just look it up. It's on YouTube. Like it's a whole compilation of
Yeah.
like, does he have a style? And
I'm
it's-
aware. It was an
Um,
Ocean's 11 gag that I think
yeah.
he kind of took and ran with.
But I just think like he has a specific style. Like that's Brad Pitt. Like people can do an
Yeah.
impression of Brad Pitt because Brad Pitt has a style. You know what I mean? Like it's impressionable because it's iconic to him. And I think the same with Margot. I think she has just a style that's very particular to her, and it's working because I love her in everything. I think she's great. I just think the way you're saying like. I can see what you mean. She has a similar thread throughout all of her roles because it's the same. It's the same with I don't know.
Yeah, I
Same
just
with a lot
sometimes
of actors.
listen, if someone's offering me a shit ton of money to play in a Damien Chazelle movie, I'm gonna be like, well, yeah, well, sure, totally.
Absolutely.
Even if I have done characters similar to that, which basically means my job's easier because I know how to play that role, and it's a great fucking movie. It's got look at these actors. I can play next to Brad Pitt. So I'm not saying like, hey, go make different movies. I'm just saying like, man, it does seem like she chooses a lot of roles that are very like and similar to a typecast sort of vibe of what she looks like and or can portray with that kind of. She does come across like that crazy, like she has that
She's
like
got like a sassy
you know, like,
American attitude in
right.
The Wolf of Wall Street, and then she's moved on to like do Harley
Right.
and stuff, and she's explored more of that, and that's kind of like an unhinged character. And this isn't an unhinged character; she's just fucked up on like coke and shit. So I feel like it's probably not far
no.
off. Like she's just
I think
toning
she's-
I feel like
down.
she's unhinged. I think
Yeah.
she's
I
feel
unhinged
like-
too.
I think she gets success. I think the movie's about like this idea of like success, and then I mean, she literally says, "Who wants to? All right, you fucker cockheads! Like, who wants to see me fight a snake?"
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
She's
She's really
definitely
just trying
like,
to make her name. Like,
yeah,
no,
Yeah, yeah.
like,
yeah.
I
look
love
at what I can
yeah, I love
do.
her
I'm not
characters, that's
afraid. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see what she does after this, to see if obviously, well, she's got a couple things coming out, but on top
Oh
of
my
Barbie
God.
and
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
love her.
Ruin,
A lot of great
Asteroid
movies.
City, that sounds cool. Sci-fi. I'd like to see her in a sci-fi film.
I'd like to see her in a sci-fi. That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
w-
Yeah, I enjoyed
Trying
the
to
film.
think. I don't know if I have any much more to say. I mean, it just looks. Why? I mean, I kind of just want to watch this trailer like 10 times. It just feels bonkers. Like it just feels. I haven't seen a trailer that made me go like, oh, what the fuck is happening here? Like this movie, like this trailer has. It just did a really good job of just blowing my mind on the scale of it, but also just the tonality of what's happening, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if this movie is going to be serious or not. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have this moment where Brad Pitt is doing the jig and then falling backwards. Then you have these moments where it's like people screaming bloody murder and like shit going down and like Hollywood. I don't know what this is. Is this satire or is it?
I feel like the trailer's making it feel like satire, but I feel like it might have its like kind of like Godfather moments of like, oh shit, like, because I feel like it's turning Hollywood, like everything that you know about it, and it's like taking away like the glitz and the glamour, and you still have that, but it's like tarnished. It's not really like all that beautiful. Like it's hardcore, it's edgy, it's violent. Like there's a shot of like some guy walking into some man's apartment and killing 3 people. Now whether that's an actual like thing
Yeah,
that
is that a
happened
set
in the movie
or
if
is
it's a
it-
set,
Yeah.
like it's hard
Yeah.
to say, but it's still like it just seems like it does have that like grittiness to it, and like the fact that there's like people bloody walking around, a lot of people fighting, like it doesn't seem like a happy like movie. Like, it doesn't seem like everybody's really any happy. Like, they're just kind of
Yeah,
covering
it
it
doesn't,
up.
I think like you say, so it's gonna play, I think, with the reality and the fiction, because like you said, there's moments where things like this happen where they're clearly on a kind of set, and this guy is just taking a Tommy gun and started firing. So it's like, okay, so there's gonna be some serious
feels like a
moments
set.
here. Like
I don't know. That felt like a movie moment.
we
to
see,
me.
I would agree with you, except the fact that like it doesn't look like this is the environment for it, and it looks almost like they're like those people are not in the film, is what I'm thinking. Like these are crew on the set.
Or like
And
writers
this
or
feels
something.
and this feels like this guy just went off on one, but then he's next to a table full of guns, so they could all be blanks, and he's just firing just to test it out. Like it's that's why I think like it's gonna play with the real and the surreal in this. Like I think it's gonna be like, is that a scene? Is that in a movie? Because at one point Margot Robbie's character goes up to the male lead. Sorry, would you say his name was Diego? Sorry.
Oh man,
Diego
Diego Calva.
Calva, yeah. So she goes up to him and she's like, I'm in deep trouble, Marty, or something. Like, I'm in really big trouble. And I'm like, okay, so like this is real. She's gonna get into some shit.
Right.
And it looks like maybe there's mobs or gangs or drug deals or things that go wrong, which is why there's 3 people dead in the apartment. Like I think this is gonna take a turn. And it's gonna start playing with the real and surreal for sure.
Yeah, is it like a dark comedy, right? Like a dark, like, is it meant to be a comedy though? Like, or is it meant, or does it start out that way, like lighthearted, and then just sort of become like super fucking real, which could be depressing, right? Like, like this is a fine line to draw. Like, you still want this movie to be entertaining, but if it gets too fucking real, yeah, you hope so, right? Because here's the thing, like Hollywood loves movies about Hollywood, except Hollywood movies that shit all over Hollywood, right? So like it has to sort of still, it sort of has to still come out on top where like Hollywood's awesome, yay, you know, yeah, or at least it's sort of it's like every drug dealer movie, or like Scarface or Blow, right? I mean, you guys are familiar. It's like the first half of the movie is. You're like, I want to be that guy. He's like getting all the girls. He's got all the money. He's outsmarted all the DEA. He's outsmarting the other drug lords, right? Like the guy looks like a king, right? But then the second half of the movie is like the downfall, right? Like he's getting, he's gotten over his head. Like people are betraying him. His best friend, his wife left him. Like the DEA's on his tail. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then at the end of the movie, usually it doesn't work out for him. Like someone usurps him, right? Or like he ends up like on the run or loses everything or goes to jail. So it's sort of like the cautionary tale. Like you could have all this, but it's also the fall is so much greater.
So much greater,
Is that are we going to get
Maybe
that
that's what
here?
this
It's sort of
movie
like
is.
this
And then it
ride.
comes back.
But then you always feel like at the end of that, you're always like, oh, that was kind of sad.
Yeah, I feel like we might
Well,
leave with this like, oh shit.
A La La Land of spoiler alert, like the ending they show you, it's like, oh, this is what could have happened, and like so that's what this whole movie is. It's kind of like she's like snorting cocaine, and she's like, well, maybe I shouldn't take that one
yeah,
road.
It's all like
kind
a
of
fever
interesting.
dream.
Yeah, like what if it's just some wild like fever dream of
coked
what
out
she
fever
wanted
dream,
to
yeah.
happen, and she's like, maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not actually. If that does happen, I'd be like, that was
It
weird.
just cuts to her and she's a barista.
Yeah. She's just dreaming.
Yeah.
Like, kind of like, oh, for
Yeah.
fuck's sake.
That's a great dream. I'll have what
Yeah.
she's having.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god. Yeah, this looks fucking awesome. And I also love that there's
Agreed.
like a Sunset Boulevard-esque character in this. Like it's just like this like old Hollywood. It seems like she's old Hollywood, and now she's kind of like, oh, kids, like you don't know what you're getting into.
She
Back
seems
in
like
my day.
like maybe the agent or something. I feel like
She could be.
I think you're talking about this lady here, and her name escapes me, but I have seen her in quite a lot.
Well, she's in. Is it? If we're talking about the same person, I can't find her. Jean Smart.
Jean Smart. That's probably her.
yeah.
She's like the agent lady that's talking to Bruce, Bruce or Brad Pitt, and is like, you don't know what you're getting into. I feel like she's like an agent lady or like some sort of producer or something.
Yeah.
But like I said, like that's been withered by the industry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
I
a
feel like
top
she's an
exec or
actress.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
I feel
maybe.
Like I feel like she was an actress who was like in the early days of
Yes.
silent films, like when it would have come out.
Oh shit! Yeah.
'Cause she just has that like Sunset Boulevard-esque. I'm totally blanking on her name, but she just seems like this
I feel you.
lady's been around. She's not afraid to like flirt with all the younger guys. Like, you know, like I'll help you get a role. Like, or
Yeah,
I'll help
I
you get
feel
on
you.
that set. But
Oh, you know, all in the game.
That's
Jean
it,
Smart
oh.
just won back-to-back Emmys for Hacks.
Amazing.
yeah, she did.
Incredible.
She's at the, yeah, she's doing great.
We did.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But there you go. This looks
Well,
very
yeah.
good. You know, and this film also looks very aesthetic. Like the colors, the lighting, every single frame is different. I think it's gonna look like a very beautiful film.
Yeah. All I know is I'm going in high off my mind because I think this is
That's
like
the
going to be one of
only
those
way
things, like,
you're gonna be able to address this.
you need to do a couple edibles and then you know, maybe you know, grab sneak in a flask and then just sit back and let the movie ride, you know. Like I don't know, I just feel like this movie is going to be way more enjoyable if you're probably on another plane, just based on the trailer. Like I feel like I need to do edibles and watch the trailer to understand what the hell's going on.
I just can't
But
get over
that,
the
I mean,
color.
listen, that to me just is all positive in my
True,
mind.
very
But
true.
take that as you will. I'm not endorsing you to go do drugs, but if you do, I think this would probably help enjoyment. Yeah. All right. Next up, we are going to do just oh shit! You know what I forgot to do? Our segue.
I know.
I had lined you up for it so perfectly, and I'm
Same.
like, I think you're sick. I think you must
Yeah.
be really sick, bro. I was
I
talking
am-
about how
Brain.
beautiful this film
With
is,
all the
and how
colors,
amazing
yeah.
the colors are in
I am
every single
so-
frame.
I am
You're like, yeah, drug
so.
trip.
You just need to just you should have just ran with it. It's not like you don't
Speaking
have
of
the,
how
the
beautiful this
talking
film
points.
is and how gorgeous every single frame looks, Stephanie, I believe we have a sponsor for today's video.
Yes.
We
This
do.
episode is sponsored by our friends at moviepalette.com. If you're wondering what that is, it's actually this really cool. It's a website. It's this place where it is cool. It's for movie nerds to
Very
get
cool.
a painting of their favorite films, illustrated by lines of color. And Steph got hers first. Lucky her. Show
It
us
took me
your cool movie
forever to
palette.
choose something because as a movie lover, I'm like, okay, do I choose something based off of colors? Do I choose something based off of my favorite movie?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know what? We're gonna go with the favorite movie because I want to be able to talk about it.
Oh,
and I wanna
wow.
be able to say,
Look at
Holy
that.
moly, that's beautiful. Hold on, I'm gonna
So
blow you
this
up. Hold on 1 second. Let
is
me just.
Movie Palette. And it's really fucking awesome. So this is the Indiana Jones and the Last
Sorry, Drew.
Crusade. And it's honestly, I think my favorite thing. I was
There you go.
really curious as to what, I wanted to choose. And I love that film. So I was like, you know what? We're going to choose it. And it matches the interior of my room. I was a little nervous about the colors, but it actually goes really well. And honestly, it's the best gift idea for a movie lover. Like, I was a film school nerd, and I love this thing. Like, I kind of want to get, like, 20 and just cover my walls.
Yeah,
the
I
whole
think that's the
house.
hardest thing. Like, because you can't pick the films, and then you're just like, oh no, now I have to get all of them.
I know.
Yes.
Like you got the Last Crusade, now you got to get Raiders of the Lost Ark. You got to get the Temple of
Yes, I
Doom. You
gotta
got to
get
round out the trilogy.
Star Wars.
And
Maybe
the colors
not-
in
Oh
that
my
film were
gosh.
so nice. I wouldn't even have put those colors together when I'm thinking about that film, but in the palette it makes sense.
Yeah, and there's like a stripe
Yeah.
of red on the very end of it. I'm like, I know what scene that is.
Oh,
it's,
very cool.
like, oh, I got this. But they were nice enough. So Movie Palette, they gave us a sweet discount to pass on to you guys, our amazing community of movie nerds. So just go to moviepalette.com to find your favorite movie painting, and when you check out, enter Red Bear 15 to get 15% off. It's that easy. It's
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
no, I'm super jealous you got that one. I actually looked at
I
all
like
the Indiana
yours.
Jones ones, and I was like, oh, that one, The Last Crusade looks solid. Because you could definitely tell like it's like you can watch the movie by just looking at the painting. If you're a fan of if you're if you've seen that movie as many times as we have, like you're like I can. It's like looking in the Matrix. You're like I just
Yeah.
watched the whole movie by looking at that painting.
Yeah.
I hope mine arrive soon because I can't wait to show you all mine. I think you guys are gonna like it.
Oh.
But get yours. It's moviepalette.com. Enter the code RedBear15. and to at checkout, and you'll get 15% off any item on the site. So, and they have like, it's incredible. They have like every movie, every movie,
every movie ever. It was so
Drama,
hard.
horror, old classics.
And
You know,
yeah,
like
yeah. I don't even you will spend. It's like Netflix. You
Yeah.
will spend way more time picking the thing you want to find. Like
I
you
spent
just,
4 days.
yeah, totally.
And
Like,
I feel like you're just kind of like, oh, I like this one, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
your mind is set on it, and then you happen to just scroll through the website again. You're like, shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
that looks
I
good
need
too.
this
what happened.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh,
Yeah,
Literally.
yeah.
yeah. I think I had 15 browser tabs open at one
Yeah,
point of like
same.
all the choices. And
Yeah,
Same.
I like this one.
Oh
Open a
my
new
God.
tab. I like this one. Open
Yeah,
a new
this
tab.
one.
Yeah, I'd be like,
And then you're like trying to like compare them, and you're like, the rabbit hole. Good luck.
is.
Good luck is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But use that
But
discount
it's-
code because, and when you do when you get yours, I want to see which one you pick. So post it on our
Yes.
community circle, which you can
Yeah.
find on CouchSoup.com. Go to a community circle if you're a member. It's free to join, and post which one you got because I kind of want to see it. Which one you choose and why?
And then be jealous of
we're
like why you chose it.
yeah, I know, right? And then I'm gonna order it. Basically, is what
Yes.
you're saying.
Can we see yours again, Steph?
Yeah. So here it is one last time.
Oh my god! But look how lovely that is.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
So each of those lines is a frame in the movie,
And
like
they
in
choose
chronological
like a color
order.
that like was really stood out to them in that
The prominent
and-
color, yeah.
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 Of that frame.
That's
Oh
cool.
my god, that's so cool. I feel like
Yeah,
that-
because you can even see like when they're in the caves with the rats. You know, you can see the the darker lines there. It's super cool. Yeah.
Listen, Christmas is coming. Holidays are coming. Not just Christmas. All kinds of holidays are coming. So if you need presents,
Birthdays.
that's pretty great for somebody who loves movies.
Yes.
Like me, and you,
Can confirm.
and everybody out there
Yes.
probably watching this show. It's probably the most apt sponsor we've had in a while.
True. Very true.
I would say let's go back to Babylon, but I think we covered that.
We have.
Yeah.
Do
I
you
mean,
want?
are
Do you guys have anything else you want to share? Is there anything you're watching right now that you're recommending that you want to give out to the community? Anything you're kind of digging lately that you've been nerding out on?
You know, not really, but we were sitting down at Netflix last night and the night before, and we were watching some of like the oldies, you know. So we watched The Others. I highly recommend that film. I really love that film. It's got like 88% tomatoes or something like that, like fresh tomatoes score. So I do recommend if you haven't seen it before. It's Nicole Kidman. It's kind of like, I want to say like a psychological thriller or something. I don't know. But I really enjoyed that one. And yesterday we watched LA Confidential, which I think was so apt for this kind of movie because
Yeah.
it felt very similar. Like you got big names in the film like Guy Pearce, and it's all kind of set in this like Hollywood era, and it's like big murder mysteries and stuff. So I really enjoyed those two films last night, but they're kind of like the oldies on Netflix, you know, like they're not newish films. I think The Others was 2001, and I think LA Confidential is like 96, 97. So have I
Yeah.
watched it
No, The Others-
recently? No. But 10
You know-
years ago, I have.
Yeah, no, those are both good. I recommend. The Others is solid. It's kind of it comes at you kind of subtly, but when it does, you're like, oh, this is good.
Yeah.
It takes a bit to get there, but when it does, you're
Yeah,
like, this
it really
is
takes a
fucking
while.
scary shit.
Yeah.
And then LA
gosh.
Confidential is solid.
It's
Steph,
good, it's good.
did you have anything?
I mean, I started rewatching The Crown because I'm anxiously awaiting
Of
a
course.
trailer for season 5.
Yes.
And I found out they were still filming, and I was like, guys, please.
Yeah.
I need this. I need this footage. So I started rewatching that because, lots of things going
I
on
saw
in the
some
world right now.
ridiculous stat that like the Crown viewership spiked something like 800% after the Queen,
Yeah.
the news of the Queen
Yeah, I
passing.
can
So,
imagine.
yeah, you along with a lot of people. I have yet to watch the show.
It's
You recommend
really
it?
good.
It's good. It's good. Okay.
Yeah, it's cinematography wise, like it's beautiful, and like
Yeah.
everything about it. It's one of I think Netflix's peak, like, shows content wise.
Yeah.
And they've stuck with it, and they're kind of like This Is Us. Like they knew how many seasons they were gonna do. Like they had it all laid out. And so for this, like, there's a few episodes. I think like my favorites are stuff that had like historical references to like things that happened during her reign. So it's just really cool. Like I loved Winston Churchill. Like his portrayal in that was so
interesting.
Great. That was John Lithgow.
Yes, he
Oh,
did
wow.
a
I
fantastic
love
job.
Lithgow.
Fantastic.
Dude,
Such
he's
good
awesome.
casting. Yeah, I
Man.
think I only watched the first season, or just before the end of the first season. Like I've watched up to there. But John Lithgow is fucking incredible in that role, and it's so funny. Like when he came on screen, I was like, "Really, you? That's who they cast? You got this role?" Not in a bad way. I was just surprised. I was like, "But I know you from like Third Rock from the Sun. Like I just know him from other things." And he was excellent. Highly recommended just for that, honestly. And Claire Foy was fantastic in the first.
Everybody in that show.
That's what I heard.
And I like how they do it.
Yeah,
She's incredible.
Because every two
well,
seasons
and then
they
like
recast
it's got
it.
like, and it's got like
So-
not David Tennant, but is it David Tennant or Matt Smith?
Matt Smith was in it.
Yeah,
the first
is in
season.
it. I was like,
in the first season.
crushed it. I love him. So it's got like it checks all the boxes. I don't know why. I haven't watched it yet, and
Helen
it probably
Bonham
scratches that
Carter,
like Downton Abbey itch. You know, like if you're like a
I was gonna say the same thing. I think like it's Downton Abbey, but like based around real events. And obviously
real
these
events,
are
yeah.
like
It's loose.
you know, it's dramatized and it is supposed to
Yeah.
be like obviously the shit didn't happen, but it could have, and it's like in the scope of things. But I think a lot of the stuff that it portrays is probably not accurate, but like from the rumor mill. So it came from somewhere.
Yeah.
It was like no smoke without
yeah.
fire. Like I think that was
Right.
that's kind of cool about it, and I think that's what attracts everybody to it.
sure.
Um,
Yeah, I know.
I think
It intrigues me more with the Queen, like, 'cause especially with the newest
Watching all the
season
ceremonies.
coming, like you kind of want to like see how they
Oh,
pivot.
this one's a
you
big
know,
one. This one's a big
yeah.
one too. Cause
you know, I think a lot of
it's-
people are going to be hanging on that, which will be interesting. So hopefully Netflix handles that
do you
with
know
grace.
who
And
was cast as the queen in 5 or no?
Yes, it's
it's Lindsay Lohan.
yes.
She has great range.
No, it's not Tilda Swinton. Come on, Stephanie. Who is
Tilda
it?
Swinton. Oh my gosh, I couldn't imagine Tilda.
No,
being the queen.
it's,
Although she probably do a great job. Helen Mirren did a great job.
Her name escapes me. It's right here. Hold on.
Help us out, chat.
Google. Yeah, help us out, chat. Who's cast as the queen in
Who's
in
gonna get there fast?
season
enough?
5 of The Crown?
Imelda Staunton.
Imelda Staunton. Oh, she's wonderful. But
I don't.
so I
how would
presume
know
she's
her?
not. They're not caught
And
up
Jonathan
in time.
Pryce is Prince Philip. Sorry, what was that?
Imelda Staunton was. Have you seen the Harry Potter series, Drew?
Mhm.
Yes.
She's
Yes, yes.
Professor Umbridge, the pink, like the pink with the cats
Yes.
and everything.
Yes.
I feel like that's probably the most easiest way to describe Imelda Staunton to a lot of like the vast majority, because Harry
Yes.
Potter seems to be a very popular movie.
Mm-hmm.
She's
Yeah.
been in a lot. She's a great actress. I think she's cool.
Oh, she's fantastic.
But yeah, sorry, that seems like an interesting part 5. I presume that they were just going to continue with part 5 because it's not up to date, but then I don't know.
Yeah, it's in the 90s right now, so
Oh,
this
it's
season,
fine
spoiler
then.
alert, it's going to have a lot of tragedy, a lot of drama, a
Yeah.
lot of...
Yeah. Poor Diana.
Oh, the 90s?
Yes.
Oh shit, yeah. I was going to say like there's a
Yeah.
whole bunch there.
Yeah.
92
there's a
was
lot
not
going on
your
there.
year, fam.
No,
No.
it's not.
No.
But it's interesting, so I love it. And I also watched The Mummy recently.
Oh, The
so-
Mummy is such a good film. It's I
Yeah,
watched that
United
recently.
by Brendan
the Tom
Fraser.
Cruise one. Yeah, that one's amazing.
Oh, totally. Yeah, you read my mind. Yes. Oh, because
Did we just
that
cancel
was a
Drew?
good choice.
I feel like we did.
The Monster
Choices
Universe is
were
coming.
made.
Tom Cruise is
Choices
leading
were
the
made with that
charge.
movie.
Listen, Tom Cruise is great.
No, we all
But
know
Brendan Fraser
Fraser is
though.
the goat.
It's
The
so
goat.
good. Oh,
He was
And
getting a
he's
lot
got-
of. Oh, go
yeah,
ahead.
I think we were going to talk about the same thing, The Whale. I was trying
Oh,
to see
yeah.
if they dropped
Yes.
that trailer, but they haven't yet.
They haven't.
so-
I haven't seen it. Yeah, it's getting a ton of publicity from
Yeah.
Telluride. Is it?
Yeah, it's got and they just had Con, I think, or was it Con or no? It was
I thought it was Telluride. It wasn't.
maybe it was
a
Con. I forget.
movie festival, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they got like
Telluride.
a huge. He's got a huge standing ovation.
I know. I almost
So,
cried.
he
I was like, oh my
cried.
god,
Yeah.
I love him so much. He's so cute.
Yeah. Well, it's good to see. You know, he seemed like a good guy. So hopefully.
Did you see that? Like he was on, like the Google Meets and stuff, where you can like pay to meet somebody during COVID, like when they couldn't do
Oh,
it.
yeah.
He was doing that,
Oh.
and he was waiting for the next person. He was on the Switch. He's playing games on the Switch, and somebody came in.
Oh,
He's like,
no way.
"Oh, I'm sorry," and then he has to put it away. And she was dressed as Evie from The Mummy, and was telling him like how she loves him and how he had a big impact on her life, and how all of us are rooting for him, and we're rooting for him to come back for a long time. And he started crying. I was like, "No, don't do this
Yeah.
to me, Brendan. You're killing me."
That's-
Oh,
yeah.
I love him.
Yeah, I was excited just when he came back for oh shit, what's the DC show with Alan
Oh,
Tudyk and
It's not
why am I
Resident
blanking
Evil,
on
right?
it? No.
it's
Wow, why am I blanking on it?
Hold on.
I know it, because he played
Yeah, his face is covered. He's playing like the
Yeah.
metal. I'm
Oh,
blanking
his
on the guy.
face was covered?
Doom Patrol.
Doom
Doom
Patrol.
Patrol. Thank you,
Thank you.
Real Brickers. Man, I am not.
our
feeling
brains
good.
are mush today.
You are not
Um,
okay. Do you need
I
some
will drink
medicine?
more tea.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, thanks, Bickers. Thanks, all in the game.
Yeah,
got you.
that yeah, I was just when he came back for that, I was like, and it was kind of a bit of like you don't see his face too much every now and then you see it, but it was nice that that role went to him for
Yeah.
that. So
You know, he's
Yeah.
been working like pretty much ever since, but just not in like bigger things.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Yeah, I love him. I think he's great. What have you been watching,
Oh,
Andrew?
yeah.
Any recommendations?
You know, yeah. I mean, I was gonna mention two things. One, I haven't finished it yet, so I can't give like a complete like yes, go definitely watch this. But I mean, it's already been out for like 4 seasons, and if you're not watching it already, you need to. But the Cobra Kai. Man, I don't know what it is about
Cobra
this show.
Kai.
It is.
yeah.
I
It is
used to
definitely
watch
not
that.
made for my demographic. Like I am definitely
No.
out of age for that. But it still scratches that nostalgia itch. They've done something incredible, which is make something that is for people like me that loved the Karate Kid and grew up with that and is like. You know, you're just like, oh my god, those movies are like part of
Fantastic.
me. You know, they're part of my childhood. And Cobra Kai just sort of, it sort of scratches the sort of younger CW crowd that wants like the young
Yeah.
hot kids doing their thing, but also the best characters on the show are the old cranky, you know, adults that were in the old movies. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not written out. You know, it's not like the whole
No.
focus of it isn't just like the teenagers and their drama. And their teenage drama shit. It's actually more about like the adults and how their lives affect what is going on with the teacher. So it's like incredibly smart. It's here's the point. It's better than it has any right to be. It's actually really well. It's really well written and it's really well acted, and it's a funny and fun show. So if you just need something to turn on that you don't need to think too hard about, and you kind of want to be like, I like the Karate Kid. Well, I like this. I think you might. It's actually still really good, and the karate is actually fucking badass. That they do. In
Yeah, I
it.
heard that. I
Those
heard that
movies
it was
now.
actually good stunt work.
Yeah,
cool.
it's actually fun, and everybody seems like they're having a good time on the show. So
That's always great.
and their ability to bring back like the old character. Again, it's like one of those properties that. I don't know what they you know, it's sort of like, you know, when they reboot old shows, like they're rebooting Quantum Leap right now, and I'm kind of like, why?
They're
You didn't bring
rebooting
back
so
Scott
much.
Bakula. You're like,
Yeah.
next,
Just
you know,
make
like
original shit, people.
yeah, like
Please.
yeah, exactly. It's like I don't mind you rebooting something you're making, but like it has to you have to understand where it's coming from and like why we enjoyed it in the first place. And I think this show tapped that, and I don't think a lot of people understand
That's fair.
how to do that. So I think this is a good case study. And the story of the show is pretty incredible too, if you understand. Like it was created by YouTube, right? Like this was a YouTube show originally to kind of like be a part of their original programming. YouTube was like, we can't afford to make this show anymore. We're canceling our original programming. We can't make money on it. We suck at doing this kind of stuff. And then Netflix was smart enough to say like, we understand our audience. We know our audience is going to love this. They picked it up for more seasons. So
Sweet.
it's the one time Netflix is not the you know, saving something that's worthwhile. So where normally they cancel shows too soon, I feel like. So
Yes, they do that all the time. They're
yeah.
the worst at that.
yeah, they are. They're kind of like they're very data driven, and if it doesn't hit their metrics,
True.
they're kind of like you're
That's
out.
sad though.
What
Well,
else?
that's it.
Oh, did you have another one?
Oh,
That's it.
I did have another one, and I completely I'm in a brain fog. Yeah, I can't even remember what
While
it was
Drew
going to
thinks
be.
about that, though, we do have a members Q&A over on Circle tonight. If you are a member
Yeah.
for the community, feel free to go over to CouchSoup.com and sign up. You can sign up from anything as little as $0 per month. That's free. All the way up if you'd like to support the channel. And we do have some members perks, including a Q&A. So Drew, PJ, myself, Steph, and some other amazing members from the community will also be there. People who work on the website, people who are putting up the podcasts and stuff on the channel. So if you've got any questions regarding pitching, editing, creative content, if you just want to shoot the shit, feel free to join us on Circle Community over on CouchSoup.com. Again, you need to sign up for membership to get access to the Circle Community, and we'll be going live around 3:30 p.m. PST. So that's 11:30 Irish or UK time.
Nailed it. Yeah.
Cool.
And we got some
Also,
great shows coming. Pagan, your show, you're going live tomorrow?
Correct. Going live tomorrow. We're back on Twitch,
Twitch?
after my 2-week break from being in California. So we're back on Twitch tomorrow. Twitch.tv/CouchSoup from 7 o'clock Irish time. We're going to go live for about an hour and a half to maybe 2 hours, depending. So probably might be a little bit shorter, as we're going to only film one episode. So it'll probably be just like
and you
hour-ish
promised to
gameplay.
you were going to divorce your husband live. Is that was the drama you were going to
that
do?
was the whole. That was a surprise.
Oh shit! I
Ruined it.
buried the lead.
Ruined it.
Yeah.
Another time.
Ruined it.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, come anyway. See what happens. I mean.
Yeah, come
who
on
knows?
in anyway. Why not? Just feel free.
Maybe it'll
I
be
might
a
burn the
rage
house
quit.
down
I don't
and
know.
shoot some neighbors. Who knows?
Yeah.
Like, it
It'll be
could
great.
just be a fun time. No,
Yeah.
Another Thursday.
yeah, on a Thursday, as you do, you know. What else have we got going? Do we have the Decoding Dragons?
Yep, Decoding Dragons should be up later today on CouchSoup.com. If you're watching House of Dragon, this is the show to watch to kind of break it all down, and so you understand it, because I don't understand it, and I need Decoding
I'm watching
Dragons
it
to tell
for the
me.
info because I can't watch it.
I mean, like, I'm watching the show, and I'm like, I guess I need to watch Decoding or listen to Decoding Dragons to understand what the fuck is happening. So, if you're like me and can't keep up with the family trees and all the things and the names of the dragons, because
Fair.
I'm like, that dragon looks cool. What's he called? Decoding Dragons breaks it all down, and it'll be up early on CouchSoup for members today, and then tomorrow it'll be online on YouTube and as a podcast. Podcast is my preferred thing, but if you're more
like
of a
the
visual
podcast.
listener,
Yeah.
they put up some great visuals to kind of when they're talking about the characters, so you can kind of put it one to one. So that's cool.
Perfect.
Yeah, well, we could do Rings of Power maybe. Somebody wants
That would be cool.
to. That could be
would be a
cool.
cool
So
one
maybe
to
we
do,
could.
Maybe I'll do the
Maybe we
clown
do an
when it comes
end
out.
of series recap. My buddy Chris, I think, would be
End
down
of
for
series
that.
recap would be very
Yes,
cool.
that'd be good.
It'd be a nice special
Yeah.
episode. We can even make it like a little trailer talk episode or whatever, because we've done the trailer,
Yeah.
so
Mm-hmm.
we could talk about the series.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
And then we're trying to get we're trying to get good back. If you're trying to figure out where we're coming back on Uncharted and get good, people's schedules are just bonkers right now.
Which is
Todd
great for them. Like, super
Yeah.
happy that you're all
It's good for
working
them,
and that you're
yes.
doing
Yeah.
your job amazingly well. Except we want your
Yeah.
content, friends.
I know.
hate you.
Yeah, it's sort of like one of those things where it's like it sucks now, but when you see the stuff that they're working on and why they're so busy,
it's gonna be
you'll be
worth
like,
it.
oh,
It's
thank
cool.
you for not doing that and then doing
Yeah.
this instead, because now I can
Yes.
play this game and your voice is amazing and your mocapping is amazing.
Yeah.
So, yes, it's coming. Bear with us. It's tough sometimes to get everybody in the same room on the same thing like this. Like PJ, he's busy or just hates
just
us.
heartbroken.
One or the other.
Yes,
Oh
he
yeah,
is.
that's right. He's
Yeah.
heartbroken.
He's crying.
And then the Fan X panel. If you are in Salt Lake City or going to Salt Lake City, and you like nerds like us,
And you like
We-
nerds.
nerds and pop culture and awesomeness, CouchSoup has a panel at Fan X. Please go
right.
see this. Nolan, I'm gonna butcher the list, but Nolan North is a featured guest. If you're a fan of Nolan North, you may have heard of him before.
Tickets in the
Uncharted, Star Trek, I think are the only two things he's ever done.
Nice little thing. Yeah.
And then it's being, I think it's the panel's being run by Erica Ondwin, who's a community member. It's got Dan and Brandy and Louie, and I'm probably
Michelle,
blanking on
Maria,
other Michelle,
and
Maria.
Louis
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry.
And we got these are people that are writers and contributors and creators of our community. They are what kind of keeps CouchSoup going, and they are going to run a panel, and it's all about why CouchSoup is what it is and why we're doing what we're doing and how it got to be there. And Nolan North is there. You may have heard of him. He might bring some entertainment value there too as well. So go check it out. I believe it's a Friday panel at 11. Man, I should have had this stuff ready.
It is Friday,
This is what
September
happens.
23rd from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. in
4
Salt Lake
p.m.
City.
Yeah.
Fanatic Salt Lake City Comic Con, and I've just popped a link in the chat as well. We might just leave that in
Yeah.
the comments as well on the YouTube video if you're looking at this retrospectively and you'd like to go.
Totally. And check our Twitter and social accounts. We've been posting about it all week.
Yeah.
So if you're interested, we'll post closer to the panel. But man, go say hi to our friends. And listen,
Yeah.
we're the most welcoming community you'll ever meet. So if you come up and someone's wearing CouchSoup stuff, or they're at the panel, and you want to stick around and chat, absolutely. These are people. We're all friends. It's like we're family. And everyone that comes into this community is welcome with open arms, and that's why we do this. We're not. This isn't our day job. We all do other things. This is the stuff we're just passionate about. We all love it, and we want to just kind of grow our friend group and our community, and that's what CouchSoup is. It's a platform where people like us can just hang out and talk about and nerd out on movie trailers or House of Dragons or play video games or whatever it is. So and that's what this panel is all about. So go check it out. Go support us and them. It would be awesome. And then and that's it. That's all I got.
That's
Am
all
I
we
ranting?
got.
I have
I'm
one
ranting.
thing.
I'm gonna shut the fuck
Stephanie's
up.
got one.
I have one thing. Speaking of games, we have a few days left too on our Toilet Game Wars game of the month, Zombies. I have played it, and I'm now at the point where I think my points aren't going to go up, and I'm a little annoyed because I'm like, I want more points.
I need more
But
points.
come and claim your title for first place. You have 10 days.
10
And you get
days,
10
yeah.
days left. And yeah, go play. Toilet
can
Game Wars
access that again
Zombie.
over on CouchSoup Circle community, so you need to join as a member, even to register or sign up for free. Just make a profile, and you'll get an invite link, and then you can go ahead and search for toilet games and join
I
in
believe
the
Jake
competition.
is still in the lead for this one.
Are you kidding me?
So,
Jake's in the lead
Again?
two
Again?
Yeah,
months in a
so
row.
roll up those sleeves and pull out the phone or keyboard.
Someone's
and
got to beat Jake. He can't win
Jake.
every time.
Shoot those
Damn
zombies.
it, Jake.
Buddy.
Jake
the Champ Brown. Yeah.
Yes.
Also,
Damn it, somebody's got to knock Jake off the fucking
I
pedestal
know,
here,
and Jake,
like.
your prizes are on their way. I think they're coming. They'll be in the studio. We're gonna ship them next week. We've been sick, so we've been kind of staying away from each other and out of the studio. So,
Don't want to send you sickness.
I will personally sneeze on your items
Yes.
before they arrive.
Aw, that's
you'll be-
nice.
Yeah, it is nice.
Little
Yeah,
personal
you'll get a
touch
little
you
bit of
wouldn't get
Drew
anywhere else.
with you,
Very
and,
thoughtful.
and your whole family probably will be infected. It'll be great. You'll remember us for a week, maybe
Let's
a week
go.
and a half. Every time you sneeze or cough, it'll just be like, God
Just
damn,
remind you
Drew.
of Drew. It'll just be a little soup.
Little
Yeah.
remembrance
Chicken soup. Lovely.
Loops, little soups.
for the soul.
Yeah, gross.
All right, guys. Is there anything else? I mean, we've done. This is the
think
longest
that's-
wrap up we've ever done, and it's
that's it.
awesome.
That's good.
I'm glad that we.
Good
I want that
vibes.
in writing. You got it. You got it, Jake.
Yeah. No, I think.
But
This
yeah.
was fun.
Go watch
This was a
TV,
good
go
one.
play games. Go see
Yeah.
this movie. Go
Yeah.
order
You know what?
your movie
This is
power
actually a
up.
better show without PJ. I don't know why he's on this channel.
Look at
We've
that.
had more time. Oh, look
so
at that
pretty
beauty.
though.
Who needs to see me? We can just look at that.
Movie
Do I need that code
palette.
again? It's right there. Use the code coupon
Boom.
redbear15 at moviepilot.com. Okay, thank you.
I can't wait to share mine. Maybe next week. Do I get to do mine?
I can't wait till mine comes. I'm so excited.
I'm excited
yeah,
to see what you got.
I think Customs stole yours. I think yours was supposed
Customs
to
are
arrive.
just
Yeah, they did.
assholes. They just like to hold
They were
things
like,
until
"This
you're
is
like,
pretty."
maybe I have no hope, and then they give it to you. And you're like, oh,
No, I've lost all hope. Here it is.
yeah.
You
And
have
then
to get
it
to the
arrives
point
and you're
of-
like, oh,
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. They just want you to just be way more excited about it. That's why they hold on to it
I
longer.
know.
Yeah.
Drive the excitement. Oh well. Thanks everybody for
Right,
watching.
guys.
If you liked the video,
Next
Thumbs
week,
up.
next Tuesday, we'll see you.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next week.
New
Bye.
us. A less
Yes.
sick me.
Less sick
Maybe.
you.
I'll be
You're
sick
always
next
sick, Drew. In the cool way.
Sick,
Actually-
awesome.
Yeah, that's it. All right, bye before we get too cheesy. Bye.